What's going on, everybody? This is MDENT313, and I'm back at y'all with another one. Listen, I gotta propose a trade scenario, right? I know people are saying that the Seattle Seahawks should trade DK Metcalf. If I was them, I wouldn't do it, but I understand it, right? Sometimes you need a fresh start, and you need to start over, and you gotta do what you gotta do. Now, I definitely agree with the Pittsburgh Steelers needing to trade George Pickens. Listen, he reminds me so much of Jameson Williams without the speed. I think he has better hands than Jameson Williams, and I think he's an overall better receiver than Jameson Williams. But the reason he reminds me of JMO is he is so immature that having a receiver like that, even though he's immensely talented, he's the type of guy that'll break up a locker room with his immaturity. He's the type of receiver that'll lose you games, getting stupid penalties because he's so immature, right? Now, when it comes to the landing spots, right, man, I was thinking of so many different scenarios for both guys, where they could get a fresh start and, be productive, things of that nature. But for me, in my humble opinion, if I'm the Washington Commanders, I'm trying to get my hands on DK Metcalf, pair him up with Diami Brown and Terry McLaurin, and you have a phenomenal trio. Then Zach Ertz, he played extremely well out the tight end position. There's not a lot of great wide receivers in this draft. Both the two good quality number one wide receivers, they'll be gone long before the Commanders have an opportunity to draft either guy. So if I'm the Washington Commanders, I'm trying to get my hands on DK Metcalf. Hopefully you don't have to spend an arm and a leg on him. But he isn't, I wouldn't say he's a number one receiver. He's a very good number two wide receiver. Why do I like DK Metcalf to the Commanders so much? DK Metcalf is not only a big-bodied physical receiver, but DK Metcalf have a lot of deep threat speed, and I think that deep threat ability will open up a lot over the top for Jaden Daniels, as well as open up a lot of underneath for guys to operate like a Diami Brown and a Terry McLaurin and a Zach Ertz. And I personally believe, from an offensive standpoint, outside of the offensive line, that's all that was missing from that Washington Commanders passing attack, man. Jaden Daniels did a phenomenal, he had a phenomenal season, and I think you add to that, right? DK Metcalf, he don't bring a lot of drama to the team as a, as a JMO Williams. He don't bring a lot of drama to a team and an organization like a George Pickens, and he don't bring a lot of drama to a team and an organization like, what's the wide receiver / running back for the San Francisco 49ers? Ironically enough, the 49ers was trying to draft, or it could have been the Seahawks, I think it was the 49ers, was trying to draft DK Metcalf along with, I cannot think of his name, but the wide receiver for the 49ers, right? He kind of was like a do-it-all Swiss Army knife type of guy, not the one that got hurt. Not Brandon Ayuk, but the other guy. I can't think of his name right now. It's gonna come to me as soon as I cut the video. But anyway, he would be phenomenal with the Commanders, right? Now, when you look at George Pickens, right? Somebody like a George Pickens is gonna have to play with a strong quarterback, a good organization, a tough organization like the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he need a fresh start, right? And where can he get that fresh start? Where I think would be a phenomenal landing spot for George Pickens, in my humble opinion, and I think he can kind of help get those guys over the top. If I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I would look to add a George Pickens. Now, when you look at the way that the Baltimore Ravens team is put together, they do have a big tight end in Mark Andrews, and they have another big tight end in Isaiah Likely. but they need a big body wide receiver, a young big body wide receiver, and that's George Pickens. I would try to trade Rashad Bateman, who's a solid, productive receiver, but he's not that elite level wide receiver. If you compare George Pickens up with Zay Flowers, man, you got something special. Because Zay Flowers is more of a smaller, quick wide receiver, more of a slot wide receiver. He's not really a true number one X wide receiver, in my humble opinion, but he's a phenomenal receiver. Pair him up with a true number one wide receiver, and George Pickens, and then you got Derrick Henry coming out of the backfield. That, you know, you got guys that can keep George Pickens in line and hold George Pickens accountable. Now, will the Pittsburgh Steelers be goofy like the New York Giants was when they traded Saquon Barkley to a division rival and the Philadelphia Eagles, and give them a chance to torment you 2 to 3 times a season? I don't know if that organization would be that goofy, because you have very smart people running the Pittsburgh Steelers as well as the Baltimore Ravens. But if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I'm trying to get my hands on George Pickens. Phenomenal talent. George Pickens is a monster when, you know, his head is clear, he's in the game, he's focused, he's happy, he's motivated. Man, Baltimore could do some serious damage with George Pickens over there, man. That's a combination I would like. I see Lamar Jackson has improved so much as a passer. He's one of the elite passers in the game now. Wouldn't say from a passing perspective he's a Joe Burrow or a Josh Allen, but as an overall playmaker, he's the best playmaker in football, and he has become a dynamic passer. George Pickens would absolutely send that Ravens team over the top. George Pickens, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Zay Flowers, and Derrick Henry coming out of the backfield, Lamar Jackson coming out of the backfield. Good night, Irene. They going to the Super Bowl, no doubt in my mind, if everybody stay healthy. But you guys let me know in the comment section, where would you like to see DK Metcalf traded to if he has to get traded? And where would you like to see George Pickens get traded to? What teams do you think are great fits for both guys? Let me know in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.